Had a great weight loss today. Lost £3. Oh, I'm so happy, like so happy. I wasn't sure whether it would work or not because I was a bit of a numpty and thought I'd bake myself some wholemeal bread this week. And I thought I'd bake myself a nice loaf of wholemeal bread. I'll slice it and I'll stick it straight in the freezer, and then like I'll get it out and have like one slice a week day or whatever for my healthy bee. And I thought, yeah, that would be good because then I can slice it, make it small loaves, so it's like small slices. And yeah, I thought that was a brilliant idea, and then managed to eat it in 2 days. So it wasn't the best result ever. I shouldn't have done that. And I know now in future, if I'm going to make myself some bread, like purpose made bread for putting in the freezer, I need to get cutting it immediately and put it in the freezer.
Excuse the hair. I went swimming and it really desperately needs a wash, so I'm gonna go wash that sort out now after this video anyway. Bit late putting a video out because I've had a crazy busy week. Amazing weigh-in on Saturday that I wasn't expecting and was really happy about that. I mean, the bread might come back to haunt me this weekend, we'll see. Yeah, but it happened. It happens. You sometimes get tempted to do something that could jeopardize you, but you're not doing it purposely to jeopardize your weight loss or your journey. But yeah, that's what happened. I ended up baking some bread and eating it in 2 days, and I haven't baked any since. So we did the weigh-in. I was really happy about, and then we went to the food festival. Which was, I mean, it was a really good time out, a good day out. I managed to avoid things like food trucks. I managed to go to like a restaurant to eat so that I knew like roughly what I was going to be having, and I knew I wasn't going to be tempted with donuts and all the fresh food that they had there. So I had a really nice it was a wrap, like a toasted wrap with black beans and corn and like a saucery type wrap. It was really tasty. I had that, but then I had sweet potato fries with it. They were really amazing. None of it tasted particularly greasy, but it was, I mean, I couldn't find it on the app at all to like have a rough idea of what it could be. I knew it was going to be relatively high, but I couldn't really find anything, so I think I like put it down for like 15 cents. If anyone's got another clue how much it would be, let me know. I'll put the photo in of the food here. And then on the way out, they were selling off they had a vegan brownie store, and they were selling off vegan brownies. I ended up buying 4 vegan brownies, and the guy was like, "You can freeze them." I was like, "Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to freeze them, and then I can have one like every Saturday after my weigh-in." And I thought that would be amazing. So yeah, I froze these brownies and they were beautiful. They had Biscoff ones and Oreo ones. So yeah, they're really cool. So it's a little bit of a treat. I mean, I looked up brownies on the thing and I just did like a generic brownie to sin it. So yeah, I went over my sins on Saturday, and then went for a really grand, big swim on Sunday, even though the water was a bit crashy and a bit wavy for me. I wouldn't normally have gone in, but I felt quite confident I knew the beach really well because I'd swum in it so many times now, and I felt like, yeah, I felt confident. The pool wasn't a particularly strong current. It was just really wavy because it was so windy. So yeah, went in and had a really long bob. Lots of treading water, lots of like swimming over, getting over waves and things like that, which was really fun. And took a bit of a tumble coming out, ended up on my bum, ended up with some nice new grazes and bruises to add to all the rest. But yeah, it was good fun. We had a good time. When we got down to the beach, the only issue was that it started to rain, and the lady that I was with, she was like, "Oh, if we could sit it out," she said, "I haven't had breakfast. Let's go and have breakfast. We can sit it out." and like give it sort of 20 minutes or so and then go down, because we were going to cancel it. And so because swimming in the rain is not a problem, it's getting dry when you're on the beach and it's a bit cold and a bit windy and you're trying to get dry and everything that you've put on the beach is wet from the rain. It's just not, it's not a fun thing. So we went into the little cafe on the beach and we had so she had a full breakfast and I was like, no, I can't, I'm gonna go home and have my Weetabix. So I just had a coffee and I didn't feel deprived. I felt like, no, I've made this decision for myself and I felt okay about it. And we gave it 20 minutes and then the sun came out and we were like, yeah, let's go for it. So we went for our swim. It was amazing. I'll put some sea in here because honestly, I could sit and listen to the sea all day. I love the sound of it. It's beautiful. So yeah, that was a good one. That was good. So here's my little vegan Slimming World fake away of a kebab, a doner kebab. So I've got some Linda McCartney sausages sliced lengthways. We've got my wholemeal pita, which is either 6 sins or your Healthy Bee, which is my Healthy Bee today. And then I've got a variety of very finely sliced salad and chili sauce, which I made with, which is weird. So it's juice of 1 lemon and Tabasco sauce and pickle juice from Gherkins, the Gherkin pickle juice, and it tastes amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna have that now. Quite excited. I'm very, very hungry, so yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. I made a really nice shepherd's pie this week because I wanted something that was going to last a couple of days, and it was so good. It was so good. I made it with mainly mushrooms, but I used brie lentils as well, and it was in the Vava Vegan book, but I didn't have all of the everything in there. I think it did say brie lentils. It did say didn't say mushrooms actually, and I didn't have carrots at the time and I didn't have celery, but I had a massive punnet of mushrooms, so I just used lentils and mushrooms. Just put loads in and passata, and yeah, it was absolutely delicious. My husband made the mashed potato, put that on there, and yeah, it was lovely. I stuck it in the oven and like really browned it off, but I sprayed the aerosol, the spray oil on the top of it, just to try and, because obviously without the butter in the potato and without putting things like cheese and that on top, you're not going to get that nice brown crust. It just goes really, really dry and crumbly. So I sprayed that on it and like only did like I think 2 sprays across it because I've got the Costco aerosol one, and I think it's half a sin for 5 sprays. I don't know how you would, I mean, I just put half a sin. It wasn't 5 sprays, it was definitely just 2 sprays, but yeah, so I put that over the top and it made it go really, really lovely and brown and golden. I put a picture in here of that. Yeah, so I've had a busy week this week, so I'm going to put in, that'll be for next week's video, I put in a few clips of what's been going on this week. But yeah, so I'll continue it. I'll hope. I mean, my plan is not gonna weigh myself until Saturday morning, which is what I did last week, and I think that really helped my brain, because sometimes you weigh yourself like a few days before and you're like, oh, I've lost this and I can afford to have this treat and I can afford to have that treat, and then sometimes you weigh yourself and you haven't lost or you've put on, and then it's like a downward spiral, and then you're like, oh well, I might as well eat this, and I might as well have that. Or you try and starve yourself, and then your body goes, you're starving. Then you end up putting on weight anyway, or you hold water weight. So I thought, no, I'm definitely not I'm definitely not going to weigh myself till Saturday morning. I'm going to see what happens then. I did measure myself. That's something I did. Just because I found some of my clothes are feeling really like a lot looser. I put on a bra today that didn't fit me, and it fits me really, really well. And I was like, oh, okay. So I thought I'd measure myself, and yeah, I've lost an inch off my chest and an inch off my waist so far. Nothing off my hips yet, which I was really surprised at. But we'll see, that could come off later. But yeah, so that's 2 inches. And I think 2 inches in not very, because when did I weigh it? I measured myself at the end of May, the end of April. So I didn't do it when I first started Slimming World. I did it a few weeks later. So the end of April to the end of May, 2 inches, I'm really happy with, like really, really happy with. So that's grand. So yeah, 2 inches, and as of Saturday, 19.5 pounds I've lost. That's pretty good. I'm really, really happy with that. Like really, really happy with that. I will continue with that, and let's see. I mean, I don't want to put pressure on myself to try and say, well, I want to lose, get the next stone, like to 1.5 loss. Would be nice, but I don't think I will. I think because I've had such an unsettling week, even though I've been good with the food and good with not weighing myself, and I've done loads of swimming, so even with that, I still feel like I may not have done enough to have a big loss. So any loss this week would be amazing. Even if I stay the same, I think I'll be pleased. I'll be very disheartened if I've put on weight. So, as you are, because the whole point is to lose weight and to get fitter. But we'll see what happens on Saturday. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I've got some silken tofu at last. Oh, it took me ages to find somewhere with silken tofu, so I've got some silken tofu at last, so I can make do that recipe on video for the I don't know how to describe it, like creamy non-pasta vegetable bake, I suppose. That's the only thing I can sort of call it, really. But yeah, so I'll put that recipe up when I've done that this week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, everybody. Good luck with everything, and see you next week.